So here we are today, everybody. Going to go through some of our pay dirt. YukonPaydirt.com is where I got this. Don't know much about them. There is no guaranteed amount of gold in this. At least it didn't say anything about that. So what we have here is our kitchen strainer. And we have another kitchen strainer. And then a fine mesh classifier. We have our Keen Engineering gold magnet, which is actually a great company. And our snuffer bottle, just in case we do find any gold. We gotta scoop it up. The one thing I noticed about this dirt, it came really well packaged. It's actually quite a bit of dirt. I got 10 pounds, but really wasn't that much money. It was less than a tank of gas. So I don't know if someone's gone through it or they just salted it with some gold. I don't know. I hope not. I would rather it just be some dirt from the ground in Alaska or, well, the Yukon. But I do notice that it does have a lot of black sand in it. You can kind of see when you look at it in the sunlight. So since I'm by myself, my camera assistant was busy today. I will be pausing this video and then restarting. So I'm going to go ahead and classify this down into different sizes, and then we'll come back after that. Okay, we're back. I'm still kind of in the middle of classifying this stuff out. I had to add a fourth size because there were just so many little pebbles. But I haven't really seen any gold yet until just a second ago. Let's see if we can zoom in here. Right down there in the dirt. Can you see that little piece of shiny? So there is gold in here. Yeah. That's what that is. The lighting's bad. But, yeah. It's kind of shining a little bit. But yeah, so I had to add another size. There's a lot of pebbles in it. And, you want to break it into as many sizes as possible, really. It makes it easier to pan. Also, you don't want a big rock knocking your little bitty piece of gold out of your, pan. Losing it, so we'll be back. So we actually got this classified down to 4 different sizes. I ran our gold magnet through the fine sand there, and to my surprise, there were really no magnetics in there, no black sand hardly at all, at least that were magnetic. The one little piece of gold is still all I've seen so far. Here's some pebbles. Now, if I find something, a piece of gold that big, or even as big as these pebbles, I will be ecstatic. But, yeah, very strange not finding black sand. Or, not really black sand, but magnetic sand. Because normally there's a lot of that where they find gold. And, yeah, so we're going to start panning this out, and we'll be back. So we panned out the biggest rocks here. I wasn't expecting to find any pieces of gold that big, and of course we didn't. There were some really cool rocks in there, though. There was a piece of granite, some rose quartz, some yellow rocks that made me think they were gold, but it wasn't. Okay, so we panned out the next size of pebbles, and no gold in there either, which I really wasn't expecting that. That would have been a fairly good sized piece of gold. Would have been considered a picker. So we're going to go down to the next size, which these are still pebbles. And the lighting's getting bad in here because of the sun. But we might find something in here if we're lucky. Okay, so we're back to our little pebbles here. And if you can see, right up there is 2 little pieces of gold. Yeah, camera's bad. They're acting very strange though. Normally the gold will sit right in the corner of your pan as you're panning, and those things are flipping and flying around all over the pan just like this gravel. So they must be very, very thin, and the water's just grabbing them and carrying them away. They don't look like chunky gold anyway, but yeah, at least we found some, right? They look kind of like the other piece that I already picked out, but they look a lot thinner. So, yeah, we'll keep going. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Since those pieces of gold were kind of flying all over the pan, they were really flat. I'm sorry about the lighting. It's terrible. The sun's coming in. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna miss some because normally even in our Ohio gold, which is a lot smaller than what I just found, will actually seat right in the corner of the pan because it's so much heavier than water and heavier than anything else the same size. So I'm going to do smaller sections to try to make sure I don't miss anything, and then we'll come back with an update. So here we're back, guys. As you can see there, I have 4 little specks of gold that came out of that last classification. Yeah, they're all really flat, and they were actually floating around in the water. I'm afraid I might have washed some out of the pan, so I had to slow way down and really inspect it as it went out. So it's not very much fun at the moment. Okay, we're back after a long hiatus, and this is actually the first piece of gold I found that is acting like gold. It actually stayed up there in the corner. You can see the little bit of black sand. Yeah, everything else I found was real flat and floating around in the pan. I was afraid I was losing all of it, but and not getting a good picture here. But yeah, you can see how the black sand kind of washed away from it, and it kind of sat there by itself. So yeah, it makes me feel better. I still have quite a bit to go through, so we're just gonna keep going. Okay, we're back again, and been going through this stuff pretty hard at it, and anyway, I kind of wanted to show you what I mean about it pinning in the corner under the black sand. You can see as I swish the water around, the gold kind of stays put as you wash the other heavy stuff away from it. That's the most gold I've found in any of these pans yet. I mean, like I said, it's still not big pieces. But, whoop. That is the fun of gold panning. Kind of makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside when you see that. I'm having trouble with the focus. But they're still very small. Okay, we'll be back. Okay guys, so we're done with our first 5-pound bag of dirt. I don't know if you can see down in there. There's some gold in there, yes. Those bigger flakes are paper thin. They don't really weigh anything. I mean, I'm guessing I've got probably less than $1 worth of gold in there. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and upload the video. We'll get at it tomorrow and get that other bag done, and then I'll probably do a wrap-up video and show all the gold I got out of both bags. I was kind of hoping to get a bigger chunk out of there. This dirt's supposed to be from the Yukon, and some of those little pieces in there aren't really as big as what we find in Ohio. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. Have a good evening.